Now, to be fair, now since we are no longer allied to Trebizond, we do have room for more allies. We should probably have a look at the options for that. Oh, and the Irish are going to take over again. So how's the autonomy doing now? It's still, well, it's below 50 in the capital. Elsewhere, it's a bit more. Right, Durban is still... Has it gotten any better in the... Okay, it's 8.9% Orthodox now. 5,000 of the peasants are Orthodox. And of course, the city folk are pretty much all of them Orthodox already. There we go, conquest. Oh, right, how much do we have income now? Not a lot. We're paying 1.2 ducats per month for interests. Now, technically speaking, if we were to pay... Oh, that would be quite a lot of money to pay off the loan there. We could afford it. And that would start increasing the income slowly but surely. Oh, they managed to get out a 1,000-man army here. Well then. On Teutonic Order and... Well, I suppose they are the vassal, aren't they? Or was it division? It's a division, right. Well, almost the same thing. So Mamluks, how good of a relations do we have with them? Pretty good, I would say. Their Cressa expansion impact is going down, luckily. Unfortunately, we can't marry them. That kind of removes one of the ways to improve relations with them. Something different religions. Do we still have military access through Trebizond? No. So, Siberia as an ally. Mamluks as an ally. We got military access through Arcades. We can probably cancel that one. Don't think we need it anymore. Oh, well, that was a quick war. We gained 42 favors out of that. What? I mean, I'll take it. Not that I necessarily need it, but I'll take it. Is there anything with those favors that I could do? Ask for prepare for war? I can't even increase the trust because that's already all the way full. Right, how's the corruption doing? Is it it's going slightly up. It's not too bad, though. And are we getting closer to getting that? How's the influence doing? It's still 39. It might be partially because of the high power that they have. Oh, well, the bureaucrats take over once more. Right, well, probably not going to be declaring war for a little bit. I think we need to recover a little bit with our manpower pool and all that. We are over our force limit as well, which is certainly not helping with the situation. I do actually wonder, how much do we pay for the being over force limit? About 2 ducats. Now let's have a look at the... I know that I said that we should be checking if there's any allies that we could have. So, Trebizond, Arcades, Transylvania, Serbia, Muscovy. Well, Trebizond is a no-no. Muscovy is an OPM, so that's a no-no. Transylvania is all the way on the other side of the Turkish Empire, so Serbia. So those both are kind of bad options. Arcades we've allied several times, and every time at some point they end up in the enemy side, so none of those are really that enticing options, really. Scandinavia is potentially an option. We're not quite touching with them, though. They're not too far off, but they could potentially help. Oh, they're fighting... Oh, they're fighting against Livland. What sort of war is that? Oh, Conquest of Scala. Alright. Well, as you were. Our naval material stockpile is a bit low. We're actually not gaining any right now, but we are at max anyway. So, not necessarily a huge surprise. Let's actually have a look at the prices a little bit. At least at our capital. So, exotics are a very high price, as are delicacies. Anything above that is more or less either the default price or a lot lower than default price. Luxuries, I think, are a little bit... So I think... Ooh, Trebizond? No, we're not going to ally. Faction alignment. Oh, right, so... Yeah, we got a regency. And the Aristocrats take over. Right, so how good of a... Oh, yeah, this is going to be terrible for the points. And Mastana is not going to be a emperor until 12 years from now. So... 1640 is when we'll have a ruler again. If we are... Or rather, if we don't get unlucky. Oh, that would increase their gravity, alright. We probably don't want to do that. Nobility's loyalty isn't very high. We could always try to reduce their power once more, but that would be another obligation. I'm not entirely sure if we're quite ready to do that one. We could probably save up for the Miltech 42 right now. So how is the commercialization? It should be getting fairly close now on a lot of these provinces. Because they should be getting about 0.11 per month. So let's see, that's about 1.3 per year or something like that. Percent, actually, yeah, it's probably slightly higher. But regardless, it's that's sort of the scale of the increase there, so it's probably going to take a few more years before we get the commercialization to be present in here. I'm hoping that we can soon get that, because that would be 25% off from the research, and then immediately it's going to allow the casual literature to start spreading into a lot of provinces, which I'm guessing is going to be relatively fast, actually, on some of the places. And then after that, it's going to be the scientific method and also the global trade after the commercialization. So if and when we can get those, that's going to help a lot with the tech costs and also, you know, keeping up to tech and all that. Because we are kind of lagging behind in that. We had pretty good rulers for a while, so that helped us sort of keep up most of the way. Like, we're not quite there at the top of the list, but we're not at the bottom of the list either in terms of technology. Right, we've got 70,000 manpower, so we're probably still over our force limit. Yeah, over by 4. More conversions done. I think 766. I think we're going to pay off the loan now. Just so that we don't need to worry about the repayment. I mean, technically speaking, if we had to delay for long enough, they might have paid the loan back, but at the same time, would imagine that paying back the loan will make them like me a little bit more, or at least not hate me. So, I still have the 3 cores underway. Like, I don't know, a year or 2, well, about a year. So is it now any higher than 8%? It's 9.1, okay, so it is slowly, I suppose, well, something's happening there at least, so it should be getting religion soon enough. So let's actually have a look at the tech. So Ossetia is actually pretty good in terms of tech. Karagin is actually slightly less than we have. And Crimea is really good, and Turkish Empire is really good. Mamluks are roughly equal to us. At least in terms of the total number of techs. How's Europe doing now? France seems to be, well, they've still got a lot of... Oh, right, Naples. Naples has France as a junior partner. And Spain? What? France and Spain under Naples. Oh, and suddenly Great Britain owns Portugal. Okay. Then we got the Dutch over here. No, is that... Oh, Schleswig-Holstein owns a lot of Denmark. Interesting. And then Scandinavia is, well, it's massive as always. Do they still have the capital over here? Oh, yeah, they do. Alright. That's actually something that I should do. Just remember to save a bit of cash and start upgrading more. Oh, Tentrassi has died. Well, you know what? We'll just recruit another general. We can get up to, well, only up to 10 pips. Oh, that's a bit of a shame. At least the point cost for this has dropped back to 50, so that's good. We got Mr. I Am Not a Moose. That's actually pretty good. I think we got the 10 pips, in fact. 3, 4, 2, 1. Do we dare? We will probably do it a little bit. He's still a young general, in theory. He should be fine. Actually, we should be able to see the age. Yeah, he's only aged 33. I'm guessing that he'll probably have a little bit less chance of dying through the drilling. Although I suppose we could always just put it over here after a while to help with the rebel suppression. Although I suppose it doesn't directly have an impact on the suppression skill, but oh well. Or like the suppression amount. Oh right, so how did the Grey Horde War end over here? Did they get the independence? They did. They allied to Hindustan and Zabir. So that kind of stops one of my expansion paths. That's a tributary, so technically speaking, this is an option for us to expand into. Unfortunately, well, actually, the allies aren't that strong. Now that Garha is not in there, Mewar does have a decent bit of troops. Well, like, total, that's 43,000. That's doable. Even though I only have, like, well, with the mercenaries I can get up to 30,000, but if I can get my vassals to help, or if I can fight their armies one at a time, then I could certainly do quite a bit. How is the loyalty of the clergy now? Because I suspect that we might have to do No, still not high enough. How is the nobility power doing? Is it going up or down? It's not going anywhere right now. Loyalty at least is going up slightly. That is a good thing. We could always do the tenant abuse to get a little bit more loyalty there, and then maybe do the... yeah, demote creative nobility. That would be pretty bad for stability, admittedly. And 25 loyalty loss, so that is pretty bad, but it'll allow us to remove at least a few points of their power again. Maybe get below 80%. Would be nice, but I don't think we can actually reach that. So we got the average autonomy now at 81%. The lowest that it was that I remember in recent times was 77%, I think. That was just enough to get the... well, actually, it was more than enough to get the one of the reforms done. Speaking of reforms here, or the administrative reforms, let's have a look if we can do any of them. Limited tenure. That would be -1 stability. A lot of points as well. But corruption would go down. I believe that is one of the things that we do need to do. Then there's the entry requirements. Basic education, that would be okay. I think we might go for the term of office limited tenure. Because that is going to be less corruption, especially the provincial corruption we need to start reducing a lot. Although that is actually a lot of temporary corruption. Like 10 state corruption and 20 bureaucrat corruption. Also, is that -10 loyalty on everything? You know what? We will not do that right now. We're not really in strong term, or particularly strong in terms of the loyalties right now. How is... oh, Ethiopia seems to be a bit... oh wow, Alwa is wrong. They actually consider me friendly. Well, fair enough. I suppose I did rival Ethiopia at some point, didn't I? So that kind of makes sense. So I'm pretty sure that in about 2 or 3 years, we might be able to embrace the commercialization. So what we'll probably do in terms of cash is we'll just start saving it. And hopefully, now that the war is behind and we're slowly recuperating from that and all it, we might be able to embrace it soon after it's available. For us, like, I'm hoping to get the income increase sufficiently. Or hoping that the income will increase sufficiently for that. Whether it will or not, I'm not entirely sure. Like, currently it says 2.4 ducats, but we'll need to wait until February to know the exact numbers. Oh, there we go, that's a course done. Okay, 1.8 ducats still, that's, it's not the best that we've had, but it's certainly not the worst. I mean, we are still over our force limit by a little bit. I'm thinking 3? Yeah, 3 over our force limit. So, yeah, it could be better, it could be worse. Looks like our naval force limit, or naval materials, sorry, is not doing all that strong. I might want to get another transport in here, just in case. Although I did just say that we should save the money for embracing the institution, but, you know, having an extra transport over there is going to be good in the long run if and when we manage to get some land over there. I was saving the points for the tech, wasn't I? Path of Victory Land. Leader Maneuver, that'd be quite neat. Although, well, it is okay, for sure. Morale, recovery speed, morale of armies, siege ability, and artillery combat and cavalry combat. All of those are quite important, one way or another. Oh, and we have almost 800 total development now. How high are we on the Great Powers list? Our rating is 36, and Hungary at number 8 is 64. So, yeah, we're not quite there yet in terms of the Great Power status. We're going to do a bit of conversions again. You know what, we'll start doing Tabriz as well. Shift the focus from there, because Tabriz is a bit of an important city for us. In fact, it's got the capital. Ooh, speaking of capitals, we got the level 2 capital in our capital. So it's got pretty decent modifiers there, and the next level is prestige and centralization increases are going to start be a little bit less. But the communications efficiency reduction is still going to be the same. How is the autonomy map mode looking now? Still pretty high autonomy over here, but like it's slowly getting better, I'm pretty sure. The Tabriz is at 80%, so that's not too bad. We actually... oh right, that's something that we recently conquered, so the autonomy is going up rather rapidly. Now let's have a look at the commercialization. How far have we gotten with that? I'm pretty sure that's not quite done in these provinces, but although it's 97% in here, I'm pretty sure it's the same in most of the places. It says 1633. Oh, it is 0.12 now. Per month. Okay. Well, it's probably somewhere in there, like... Oh, right. It's a 0.11 and then 6% increase from the spread modifier. So it's actually much closer to 0.11 still. Like, it's maybe 11.5 or something like that. Oh, Guri got a bit of a... Well, actually, no. Oh, no. Yeah, no, it's not that bad. Or not that good. But it's a good thing that they got a lot of investments in there, at least. We've got 2 provinces with unrest, but that seems to be mostly under control. Oh, right, it's these 2 new provinces. Which, let's just double check that we got those. Oh, yeah, they're fine. Nothing to worry about there. How much do we have drill in here? Not a lot. We don't really get all that much drill yet. How's the influence doing? Still 39, so I don't know if we are actually going to be able to get that done yet. I think we might need to do something over here to reduce the... Ooh, autonomy from noble power. Oh. How much was it to reduce this? Just out of curiosity. So, repeal autonomy, real indifference... 40 loyalty, okay, that's a bit expensive. I don't think we can quite afford that. Not right now anyway. How much can we increase their loyalties? With 12.5 with these 2, promote letter nobility would be 20, but that's a lot of power for them. Landed cabinet would be 20 as well, and a bit of power, but... Ooh, that would be level 3 advisors. 50%, oh... It would cost us a little bit of stability in the power indeed, but that's a possibility at some point to utilize. Because I suspect that if we can reduce the gravity of the nobility a little bit, well then there's of course these just to reduce the mana cost, but that's not directly helping right now. There is the emissaries, that's a bit of hierarchy, and a bit of corruption, but we can probably live with the corruption. It's only 23 right now. We could remove some of the monopolies. But again, I'm not entirely sure if that is going to be what we need. I think it was the one that we just had a look, but it's the minus 40 loyalty that I'm a bit concerned about. And the fact that we need to keep the power below 85% to be able to do the reform. Like, we're not far off from that. And technically speaking, if we just keep the... Yeah, no, we just need a scandal, basically, and that the minus 10 from that would be sufficient. But until we get that, we probably won't be able to do that. Unless we do some of the other things first. Don't suppose there's anything in the bureaucratic section that we could do. We need more state reach for that. That would be better taxes. That one I'm gone all the way through, so that's pretty much it. I mean, well, that would be more gravity. Base manpower from... Oh, there we go. Oh, right, so if we do make this... that would mean less manpower from the nobility, quite a bit less manpower, but that would reduce their gravity. That would also probably cost us a lot of loyalty right now, but it could be possible. Also, it would mean a bit more money, which means that we can just start investing a lot more in various things. And of course, the more income that we have, the more the state will be paying for the recruitment of troops. So in theory, this might actually be worthwhile, because that minus 2.5% noble gravity is tempting, to say the least. Right, just out of curiosity. Minus 2 stability, alright. It's the modifier for 7 years. It's 15 loyalty. Okay, that's actually something that we can live with. Or, like, we can deal with. And then let's go ahead and do a few things over here. So the tenant abuse, that's going to be 5 loyalty. And then something else. Strategy marriage would be a possibility, but then the power is going to go up. Listenability is, well, that's even more power, and that's also power. Right. That might be an issue then. Now, I'm sure that it will improve over time, but you know, we'll just do the strategic marriage. We can, once we get, or in a few years, we can maybe do the reduce their power thing. Like, it's not going to be increasing all that much, but we may still need to use the other option later on. But next year, we should have a bit more income from the nobility taxes, but also a lot less manpower, so we may need to reduce our forces a little bit. Which is a bit of sad because we just about got to the force limit. And the stability is indeed down a little bit, but it shouldn't be too bad. Oh, well. Oh, Noble Rebellion. Okay, I'm sure that Ossetia can take care of that. Although, if not, we can probably disable the drilling for a little bit, get the troops into Abkhazia. And Ossetia, yeah, we probably do want to marry you. Influential bureaucrats are expired. I mean, technically speaking, if we were to influence the, or promote the nobility, that would of course have an impact on the influence, but at the same time that would improve their loyalty. Actually, they got 30... Oh, right, yeah, we did the marriage. Never mind, so we don't need to do that. What we can do, though, is we can promote the bureaucrats once more. Let's just keep on doing that. It does increase their corruption a little bit, which isn't greatest, but we can also make sure that the influence of the bureaucrats stays high, and it kind of curtails the amount that the aristocrats can get influence that we'd have to then get rid of. Oh, yeah, also, yeah, we won that battle easily. Let's send the troops back to the capital and start doing some more drilling. We've got these two converting rather rapidly, which is certainly good news for us. And, well, now that the stability went down, we are having a bit of problems. Ooh, actually, speaking of stability, if we do the devotion thing, increases spirituality, closer loyalty, stability increase in fall, costs us a little bit of prestige and points, but I think that is actually a worthwhile thing to do. Especially getting the clergy to be a bit more oh wow, corruption is going up drastically there right now. Alright, I have a suspicion that we might have some bad relations with the factions here. A little bit, at least with aristocrats. Should be improving next year quite a bit. But until then, it's going to be quite rubbish. Do a bit more drilling and... Oh, right, yeah, the conversions. Oh, and now, we could potentially figure out locations to do the auto conversion, so we don't need to constantly do that. So Tabriz is only one of them. I suppose we could do maybe one in... How much of the population over here is Orthodox? Most of it. Chechnya we're already converting. To Brent we are already converting. Although we're getting close to being 50% Orthodox again there. I'm pretty sure that we had that at 50% at some point, but then the population boom must have hit there. Or something of that nature. You know what, we'll start converting Baku. And now if we go to the direct clergy, we should be able to organize the missionaries. We'll continue until 50%. Just so that we can start converting a little bit more areas. We might have to return to some of those provinces later on to reconvert them a little bit, but right now just getting more of these provinces to be Orthodox. In general, they don't need to be majority Orthodox, but at least... Or like a large majority of Orthodox, but just a little bit would suffice. No, a little bit over 50% would suffice. Right, so we do actually still have quite a bit of manpower, but I suppose it's still the same year where we did the reform. But I suspect that now that the gravity is... Oh yeah, we really need to get this, because that's going to start reducing the noble gravity drastically. They do have... Well, I mean, the bureaucrats have about as much influence right now as the aristocrats, but there's still a bit of a difference there. Let's have a look at the institution once again. Are we getting any closer? That's 97.3. Ooh. Yeah, no, I think next year we're going to get some of these at least. Actually, most of the southern areas are probably going to be next year. Well, there's already 99.09. Good. So once these start getting the commercialization, we should be able to increase it. We might have to take a loan, maybe even 2 loans for that. But that will be worthwhile because, one, the commercialization will reduce the interest per annum. So we'll actually pay less for those loans after we impress it. And 2, it's going to unlock a lot of things. It's, 1, going to make the tax a lot cheaper. And 2, it's going to allow us to get the cattle literacy and global trade and a few other things. Well, after this cattle literacy, we can get the scientific method and all that. So as soon as we get that, the tech problems that we have are going to start reducing. I don't know how rapidly, but I would say that within, say, 1700s we'll have most of those institutions. Let's have a look. This one's going to be the next one. It's going to be done in about 8 months. That would be in September. The next one is probably, well, the others are probably going to be in like October. So October is probably when we can start embracing the institution if we have the money. Which I can't really promise that we do, or that we have it, but it's a possibility. Right, where are we building right now? That's Trebizond. So we are not actually building anything in terms of infrastructure right now. But I suppose that's fine. We'll survive. Oh, how much are we making money now? Oh, wow, actually not a lot. Are we paying it too much extra? Well, drilling armies... No, okay, so we're not paying... So oh, we have our force limit. Interesting. Don't know if the taxes really went up. I think the overall taxes since some years ago has probably gone down thanks to the war that we had. But at the same time, well, the realm extensions probably have gone up quite a bit as well. Yeah, I need to start working on getting the nobility's loyalty up a little bit. Well, first things first, I want to get the nobility thing done. Oh, noble concessions expired, alright. Just to get the influence down, but it's easier said than done, I'm afraid. But if we can do that one, then that's going to open up a lot of doors. But of course, if we can get the institution spreading, or embraced, which we are almost there with, well, actually, no, we're not really almost there yet. Still 3 months away. Which means that, yeah, it's going to be September when that is done. And I'm pretty sure that the others are going to be, well, yeah, there's 4 months, so yeah, that would be October. Because most of these, yeah, okay. That's going to be this entire coastline between the existing ones. Oh, Trebizond has expired. Excellent. Actually, that's an idea. I should probably get some claims on Trebizond. They have no allies right now. They do have a pretty decent army overall. But the more land that I can take from them, the better. Now, I can't use the Holy War Casus Belli against them, unfortunately, because they are Orthodox. But, you know, it makes sense for us to consolidate the Orthodox areas here. Not to mention, if I could get up to here, then, well, Genoa is something that we'll probably need to fight at some point, which are guaranteed by Turkish Empire. And well, is it Burgundy, Florence, and Milan? Okay, well, most of those probably won't be able to reach here easily. So I probably shouldn't be too worried. Oh, there we go, stability went up. Is there still... Well, there's potential for some rebellions, but... Well, 2 rebellions to be precise. Right now, but it shouldn't be too bad. Oh, we should be able to get the admin tech soon. That's going to give us urban production efficiency. And that's about it. We've got 7 provinces already. We got 5.3%, so that... Oh dear. Okay, yeah, we got 2 provinces in here now. Oh, that's a bit of conversions. I believe it... Yeah, it started doing the auto conversions now. That's good. Oh, okay. It's bright enough that we could embrace it, just about. We need 500 targets for that, though. That is easily sorted. And finally we have the institution. And that means the admin tech is a lot cheaper. So we'll take it now. And there we go. That reduces the tech cost so much. Plus, well, we might be losing a lot of the cash on the upkeep right now. Ooh, actually. Well, we'll need to wait until next month probably to be able to see that. But I'm interested to see if the castle literacy is going to start spreading out pretty much everywhere. Well, not everywhere, but a lot of places regardless. Is there actually castle literacy? It's not really that common in the Eastern Mediterranean by the looks of it. Genoese got a little bit. Oh, yeah, it's actually spreading into. Oh, yeah, it's spreading into Theodoro now. And no, Trebizond, I will not be allying you. It doesn't seem like it's going to be spreading down here yet. It's a bit of a shame. What about the global trade? Is that spreading? That is spreading to Theodoro. And from there, it might. Actually, I don't think it's going to be spreading directly into me. Commercialization embraced. Owns or have colonial subject owned province with trade value over 2. On at least 5 different continents. Oh! Right, well, we're in Europe, Central Asia, and Middle East, and North Africa right now. Indian subcontinent is something that we could potentially enter into. But that's for the invention. And then province... commercialization present and trade value of 5. Trade requirement, legalism present, commercialization present. Okay. So we might have to wait a little bit for that. But I'm sure that eventually we can get that underway. What about the well, I suppose the scientific method is not going to be spreading to provinces yet because we don't have the casual literacy. So we do have a few problems with that now. But at least we got one, so that's already 25% less for the or the 25% modifier out of the tech costs. So yeah, that is already helping a lot. Of course, now paying back the loans is going to be a bit of a pain in the butt, but oh well, it happens. Right, so scientific method is not spreading in here. Let's have a look at the casual literacy again. Is it spreading anywhere else? Not really. Commercialization is now spreading into a few more places at least. How much, or how quickly is it spreading into a capital? 0.6 per... Oh, okay, so that is going to be done soon-ish. Like in about... Actually. There's 0.6 per month. So it's like 4.8% per year or something like that. What do we have? We got... Okay, it says that it's 1641. It might be 1640 actually. Right now, but then... I don't actually know if we can increase that all that much. Maybe, well, if we reduce corruption, that would at least help with the situation. Speaking of corruption, it's going up quite badly. I suppose we do not have particularly good leaders right now, so that is certainly helping with the corruption. Or rather, not helping with the corruption. Unfortunately, we don't have a lot of missions over here to do. Sure, I suppose we can marry the Commonwealth, although that does cost us a bit of legitimacy, but right now we need to keep them happy at least. Yeah, we got the ships over there, we got that rebellion. I'm still... Oh, Arkit's truce has ended. Are they... Oh, what's going on in here? Oh, they had a rebellion. Oh, right. No, it looks like are fighting Ethiopia, Bali, Devaro, Adia, and Shewa. Oh. Didn't realise that. Terms relative and enforce obligations. Ethiopia is no longer a valid rival. Oh. Right, well, Kadenka is an option. They've rivaled me. Tunis is an option. They have a little bit smaller army, but a lot stronger navy, which doesn't really surprise me. Katenka has a smaller army and stronger navy. I think Katenka might actually be sort of a logical option, though, because that is definitely an area that we could try expanding into. They're fighting a war right now. If we were to attack... They have a lot of allies, and I don't think we wouldn't be able to call in Mamluks. The only one that we could be able to call in is Sibir, in addition to our vassals, which would not be enough. So we'll probably just wait until we have a really good opportunity. Right, we're actually making money again. That's good. We're not making a lot of money though. About half a ticket per month. Which I suppose if we went... Ooh, well... I don't know if we can realistically lower the army maintenance right now until we've dealt with the rebellion in here, which I suppose I could always provoke. It's going to be 11 regiments now, but we got the army nearby. Should be able to take care of it. Oh, and they are abandoning the fort there. Alright. Oh, truce ended with the small nation over here, which is a close tributary of Corset. Some conversions done. Too scared to engage there? Oh, come on. Alright, well, let's bring in our general into this and just send it in, because we will win that. It doesn't also mean that the drilling ends, but oh well. Because 3 fire and 4 shock is not bad. Plus, we should have the defensive bonus in there. It's Wooden Mountains. So is that actually -1 or 2? It's only -1. Alright. I was hoping for -2, but this'll do. There's a few more other rebellions that are potentially forming up, but I'm sure that we'll be able to deal with them. So how much is the tech cost now? Or the mill tech costing us? About 600 points still. It's certainly not cheap. There we go, we've got the defensive terrain. They do have a higher morale than we do. Even no longer just considers me as a rival. Okay. And that's not going to be a sack wipe, I'm afraid. At least I don't think it will. Nope. It was not. As they're going into there. I'm actually losing money, but that's partially probably because of the reinforcements, isn't it? Oh yes. We're beginning about a duck up a month otherwise. There we go. So let's go ahead and get this back to Casvin. Political scandal. Well, we still have, what, 3 years before we can do the reform? 4 years. I could go for the -10, perhaps. And hope that it keeps it low enough. Or if we go for the shameful affair, a lot of the factions' relations with Aristocrats will go down. We'll lose a little bit more stability. Actually, it's not... Yeah, I mean, that would give us a bit of loyalty, but yeah, no. I'm just going to go with that one. So, bureaucrats are definitely the most influential right now, and if we can keep that low enough for a few more years, we can do the nobility upgrade, or the nobility reform, which we've been waiting for so long. Now, how much... we need a lot more cash to pay off the loans, don't we? Indeed we do. Oh, actually, one thing that we need to check is... the power is increasing, but not very quickly. Which means that, yeah, no... in 4 years, we should be able to do that reform. We'll just try to get some stability up, so we probably shouldn't be doing wars in the meanwhile, because that's probably going to be very bad for our situation overall. So we'll just try to stay in truce, or stay in peacetime right now. Oh right, we need to give the suppression orders here again. It's a large territory that we need to guard. Now to be fair, we do have quite a sizable empire, so it shouldn't really be a surprise. And overall, I mean, we don't really have quite as large front as Siberia over there, but, you know, they got a lot of large provinces there. We do have actually larger font type than the Turkish Empire does. So that's always a plus. About the same as Commonwealth. Actually, we might have slightly larger typeface there. Right, so is Corsica allied to Ottomans again? Oh yeah, that's the only ally. Right, so I don't really want to do a war over there. I mean, how much do the Turkish Empire have troops now? Oh. Against Muscovy. So Turkish Empire has 51,000. I suppose I can join this war. I don't really see why I'm needed in this war, let's be honest, but... sure, I guess. Losing policy, we'll just go with medium. Not that we necessarily need it. Mamluks, would I be able to... oh no, we don't have good enough relations with you. Alright, well I was just mostly hoping that they would have... or we'd be able to ask them for some cash, but I don't think we'll be able to. But yeah, with now the scandal being a thing, we should be able to do the reform, and then that's going to open up a lot of possibilities for us down the line. I've just been really unlucky with that. So, like, we haven't had a scandal for like 100 years or something like that. Now, looks like the autonomy is still slowly climbing up, although that might just be the outer reaches increase. Well, it's also gone up a little bit down here. I suppose it's partially because the corruption is going up. And I can't really do too much about that right this moment. We're getting... okay, so all the profit that we're currently making is basically from our vassals. Well, I suppose that's quite a balanced budget then. Not necessarily sure if that's a good thing right now. I suppose we could lower the maintenance to like half so we can get a little bit more money. Be able to pay off the loans, at least one of the loans in the near future, and the second one later on. Low maintenance, I know we're at war. These troops aren't fighting, let's be honest. There's Scandinavia just seizing down Muscovy's capital, which is not Muscovy. That's already owned by Scandinavia. Alright, speaking of claims, I think what I could do is I could get a bit of claims down here. Well, at least one claim there, and then Trebizond, we can perhaps claim this. I want to get at least this area because that is a really good province. Although, do the Mamluks have a claim in here? No, they don't. They're just rivaled, okay. And then over here we can try to get... oh, that's claimed by Genoa. And that by Ossetia, alright. That's actually a good question. How does the state go over here? So that is a state, and this is a state. Right. In theory, I could give these three provinces to Ossetia then. And then I'll be taking like the port town over here, and then the port town across there, and then probably, well, probably all of Crimea. Well, Commonwealth as a part of it, so I won't be able to take all of it, but most of it. Somewhere down the line. Oh, they've been recruiting more troops, I see. So how good of a tech... okay, ooh, they got level 44. Does that unlock any cool stuff? Maybe new artillery. 43 is the new artillery, okay. And Yeah, so we need to get a little bit high into tech. It might also be tactics. Yeah, 44 is more tactics. Okay, so we do not want to fight Trebizond quite yet. Nor can our economy really handle that sort of stuff anyway right now. Oh, there we go. 3.7 ducats per month now. I suppose since we're not reinforcing anything or something like, or anything like that, so that means there's a little bit less expenses. And ooh, actually, the realm expenses have dropped now. Used to be over 7 ducats at one point, not that long ago. We'll see how much better it gets, if it gets better.